I'm Dave Megliano with Tatsu Dojo, and this is the follow-up video to our first one on karate hand conditioning. Now, in our first video, we had a few comments from folks asking, well, why don't I just use a punching bag? If you really want to condition your hands, just tape it up and don't use gloves if you want to condition your hands, which is, that's a fair question. I've used punching bags for decades, and as a lot of you guys know, punching bags have certain limitations. One of the things that used to really irritate me is no matter how nice of a bag you buy, pretty soon all that sand and stuff that they put in there sinks to the bottom. And then like when you're trying to do headshots, you end up punching air and leather, air and vinyl, whatever your bag's made out of, It's kind of frustrating because you want to hit something solid the whole way up and down. At least I did. The other problem I always have with punching bags is you either got to hang it somewhere, which means you got to support the rafters, and if you've ever hung a bag, especially in your house, it's going to shake the whole house no matter what kind of engineering you use on it. It just shakes everything, and it's in a fixed place. Or you can buy a bag stand, same thing, you can't really move it very well, and bag stands are pretty cumbersome and expensive. And I really didn't want to spend the money on one of those water bags, or one of those bags that they're filled with water, and all it is just a piece of foam on plastic. I'm sure a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. You kick it just semi-hard and it falls over. So I wanted something that I could move around, something I could use inside in the wintertime like now, or outside when it gets warmer, something that I can roll and move, and something that's not going to fall down every time I hit it really hard, and that's this. So all this is just four bus tires on the bottom and 3 SUV tires on the top. It's wrapped with a little bit of wrestling mat that I had left over from our old school, and some vinyl from some old gymnastics mats. And really all I did was just kind of piece it together. It probably looks like that. The hardest part was drilling the holes through the tires because there's steel in there, so you're going to go through some drill bits, but you have to secure it with bolts, nuts and bolts. But that was it. And we've had this now for 6 or 7 years. I still love it, and it works really well for us, and really good for really good not only for for boxing, but also for karate training. So as you can see, lots of different applications for using a tire bag. If you're curious as to how specifically we made it, leave us a comment in the section down below and I'll be happy to get back with you. The one thing that I recommend is that if you are gonna use tires and you don't want to follow our example, you want to wrap it with something like like duct tape, something thick, so you don't run into some wires, because there's going to be wires sticking out of those old tires. So Hey, if you liked what you saw here today, hit that like button for us, and we hope to hear from you soon. Thanks a lot.